What's up, guys? It's Cameron. Welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are all doing well today. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend, whatever it is you guys are doing. And for today's video, I'll be telling you guys 5 scary ghost stories that will probably freak you out. So that's probably the title of tonight's video. 5 scary ghost stories that will freak you out, or just 5 scary ghost stories. But anyway, before I start this video, I have my other Cartoon Network shirt on. So I guys like my other Cartoon Network shirt. And yeah, I still miss the old Cartoon Network so much. And it's still suckish. I miss it so much. And I grew up watching these shows on Cartoon Network whenever I was a little kid. See all these cartoon characters on my shirt? But anyway, yeah. I miss the old Cartoon Network so much. Cartoon Network is really suckish now. And Disney Channel sucks too. I miss the old Disney Channel as well. I grew up watching it whenever I was a little child. But now it sucks, like Cartoon Network. Disney Channel and Cartoon Network are both suckish these days. I can't stand it now. I hate all the new shows that they put on them. But yeah, Disney Channel and Cartoon Network both suck now. I wish the old ones would just come back. I really want them to come back so badly. But anyway, let's just get started with these 5 scary ghost stories. Okay, so story number 1. A young couple was sitting in their house watching their favorite horror movie while eating some pizza and drinking some pop. While they were watching their favorite horror movie on TV, the boyfriend thought that he heard something coming from upstairs. He thought he heard a strange noise coming from upstairs. And he said to his girlfriend, "Do you hear something?" And she said, "No, I don't hear anything," the girlfriend said to her boyfriend. So he went upstairs to see if he left the window open. But his window was closed. He did not leave it open. So he went back downstairs to just look at the horror movie. But again, while he was going down the stairs, he heard the strange noise in his room again. Nothing was still not there. He didn't see anything at all. So nothing was not there. So yeah, he didn't see anything, but his window was still closed. But yeah, he was getting a creepy feeling that somebody was in his room. So he went to go tell his girlfriend, but his girlfriend thought that he was crazy. So she went upstairs to go check, but nothing was not there. But all of a sudden, the door slammed right behind her whenever she stepped out the room. So she almost let out a scream, and her boyfriend heard the door slam. So yeah, he heard a loud door slam. So I feel like that there was something haunting his room. But he still did not see anything at all. Nothing was still not there. So yeah, he still didn't see nothing in his room when he went to go check on it. But as he was going down the stairs, he saw a shadowy figure appear out of nowhere in front of the stairs, on top of the stairs. He saw a shadowy figure, and he screamed, and his girlfriend asked him if he was okay. And he explained to his girlfriend he saw a shadowy figure on top of the stairs. But suddenly it appeared in front of his girlfriend, and They both were absolutely terrified. And that's what made the door slam behind the girlfriend. And that's why the boyfriend kept hearing strange noises in his upstairs bedroom. Hold on a second. So yeah, that's why the boyfriend could not stop hearing strange noises coming from his upstairs bedroom. He was still freaked out, and that night he was too scared to go to sleep. So yeah, he was too afraid to go to sleep. So his girlfriend was trying to comfort him. So she was telling her boyfriend that everything was going to be okay and that he was there to protect him, which is very sweet of her to do. So yeah, she was there to protect her boyfriend from any spirit that was in the house with them. But the spirit was gone and they finally got some sleep, which is good that the spirit was out of this couple's house. Alright, so story number 2. A man was driving his pickup truck to the store to get himself something for him and his wife to have for dinner. While he was driving to the store at night on the road, a ghostly figure of a woman with black hair and a white nightgown appeared out of nowhere, and she vanished out of nowhere. So she disappeared whenever he saw her on the road that night as he was driving to the store to get some food for him and his wife to eat for dinner. He makes it to the store, he gets whatever he needs for him and his wife. As he was driving back on the road to his house, he saw the ghostly woman, and it looked like she was staring at him while she was on the road, but he kind of almost hit her, but she disappeared whenever he almost hit her. But she was a ghost that was on the road, that appeared on the road. So yeah, he was still freaked out by that ghostly woman that he saw on the road that night. So he finally makes it home to his wife, and he told his wife he saw a ghostly woman on the road with long black hair and a white nightgown. And his wife was a little bit creeped out whenever her husband told her about it. So he just went to the kitchen to get started on cooking dinner for him and his wife. So yeah, finally he got over it. He got over it because of what he saw on the road at that night. So him and his wife sat down at the table having a good time together for their anniversary. And his wife seemed to love the food that he cooked for her because she thought it was so delicious and tasty. So yeah, she seemed to love the food that her husband cooked for her. And she was happy that her husband cooked her some dinner. And they were just sitting at the table having a great time together, which is pretty awesome. Okay, hold on a second again. I gotta do something. Okay, story number 3. There was two men who who checked into a hotel for the weekend. Two men decided to stay in the hotel for the weekend, and they got their luggage, out of their car and they put it in their hotel room. And they seemed to love the hotel because it had a swimming pool and it had a really nice room. It had two beds and a nice bathroom and it had a TV. And one night at their hotel, the man was looking at some TV and suddenly they heard a knock on the door and they went to go see who it was, but nobody was not there. No one was not at the door. But again, they heard it again. Nobody was still not there. And they thought that somebody was messing with them or something, but maybe they was messing with them, I don't know. So, while they were about to go to bed, they were just about to go to sleep and suddenly they heard a whistling sound in the room. And the one man said, "Is that you whistling?" And he said, "No. Somebody is whistling." And suddenly their blankets got pulled off their bed. The blankets were pulled off of their beds. And they almost screamed, but they did not want anybody to hear them scream. And all of a sudden, there was a shadowy figure in the room with them. Some type of figure was in their room. And it was some type of ghostly figure that was in their hotel room one night. And it was gone, and they were afraid to go to sleep. So they decided to just stay up in case that figure comes back in their room. So yeah, they decided to just stay up that night at their hotel for the weekend. But they did not know that their hotel was haunted. So one of the men went to the lady at the front desk and he told her that there was something in the room last night. And she said it was probably just the air conditioner. She said, but it was not the air conditioner. So she said to the man there is no such thing as ghosts. So she told him there was no such thing as ghosts. But there was such thing as ghosts in that hotel. So everybody in the hotel was hearing strange noises, not just the two men. Everybody had their blankets pulled off their bed and they saw shadowy figures in their room that night too. So the two men were not the only ones who saw it last night. Everybody else also saw it last night too, which is pretty creepy. And I would never ever stay in a haunted hotel. Especially on vacation, I would never ever stay in a haunted hotel, just to be honest. And I don't want to be dragged by a ghost. I would never ever let that happen to me. So yeah, the two men were still afraid to go to sleep the next night. So yeah, they were afraid to go to sleep the next night. And I don't blame these two men. And their hotel was definitely haunted. Haunted by some spirit or ghost that they saw. But I don't know what kind of figure was in their room last night. Okay, so story number 4. There was a woman who was waiting for her husband to get off work that night. And suddenly she heard a noise in the kitchen. It sounded like glass breaking by itself. So yeah, she heard glass shatter on the floor. And she was like, "Who knocked this glass off the counter? That's weird," she said to herself. So she picked up the broken glass and she put it in the trash. And she went back into the living room. And suddenly, one of the cabinets creaked wide open. So she heard a creaking noise whenever she went back into her living room. And she saw that the cabinet was open and she's like, "Okay, that's weird. Who opened the cabinet?" So she closed it and went back in the living room. And suddenly, she also heard a loud door slam coming from the hallway. So she she kind of screamed in horror. So she did scream in horror whenever she heard a loud door slam all by itself coming from down the hallway of her house. So I feel like that there was a ghost in her house that night while she was waiting for her husband to get back home from work that night. So yeah, I think there was a ghost in her house. And finally, her husband is back home from work, and she was so happy to see him, and she was hugging him, and he was like, "Is everything okay, honey?" And his wife said she heard weird noises in the house, and she heard a door slam all by itself, and that there was broken glass on the floor, and that the cabinet creaked wide open by itself. And her husband was like, "Okay, that's weird." So I think they have a ghost in their house that was haunting the woman. But as soon as the husband went upstairs to put his night clothes on, he heard something coming from upstairs with him, but nobody was not there. But as soon as he got into the room, the lights started flickering all by themselves, and he was getting really scared, and he thought something weird was going on. So yeah, he was creeped out by the lights flickering all by themselves, and his wife was downstairs the whole time, and he thought that she was messing with him, but she was not. There was a ghost in the house. When the husband went downstairs, he saw a shadowy figure and he screamed, and his wife was like, "Are you okay, honey?" And he said, "You were right, there is something in the house." And it was a ghost that was in the house the whole entire time. So yeah, the wife was hearing some strange noises. So yeah, there was a ghost in their house. But they were trying to protect each other from the ghost that was in their house that night. I would be afraid too if I ever saw a ghost in my house. I would definitely be afraid. But I still believe in ghosts, though. And I still kind of believe in Bigfoot too. And some other legends too. So yeah, the husband and wife were feeling pretty terrified whenever they had a ghost in their house. Whenever they saw and heard the ghost in their house. So they both were pretty creeped out at the same time. And they were too afraid to go to sleep. They were too afraid to go to bed. And I would be afraid to go to bed too if there was a spirit in my room. Because I'm not going to let it haunt me while I'm sleeping. Because it'll be really creepy if it did. So yeah, the husband and wife were too afraid to go to bed that night because of what was in their house. So yeah, they were too afraid to go to bed that night because there was a ghost in their house. Okay, story number 5. The last story. So, 5 girls were having a sleepover. They're having their own sleepover. So they ordered some pizza for their sleepover. And they told some scary stories before they went to bed. So they were telling each other some scary stories in their pajamas. So they gathered around to tell their own scary stories. And while they're done telling their scary stories, they decided to go to bed. whenever they're about to go to bed, they heard something coming from downstairs in the living room. They thought it was their parents, but their parents were upstairs, was in their bedroom sleeping. So they heard something coming from downstairs in the living room. So yeah, it sounded like somebody was in the house, like someone was in their living room, but it wasn't their parents because they were fast asleep. So they were too afraid to go check. So yeah, the five girls were too scared to go check what was downstairs. But one of them did anyway. As soon as she was going down the stairs, she saw something strange. So she saw that the cabinet was wide open. The cabinets were open. So she closed the cabinets, and suddenly she saw a door creak wide open. And she almost screamed because she didn't want to wake up the parents. So yeah, she did not scream because she did not want to wake up the parents. So she ran back in the bedroom and she told her friends that something was downstairs and she saw the door creak wide open. So I feel like there was a ghost downstairs while they were trying to go to sleep. So yeah, maybe it was a ghost downstairs, because that's why they kept on hearing them strange noises and other stuff. So yeah, they were too afraid to go to sleep, but they actually did manage to fall asleep. And they did not hear them strange noises ever since. So yeah, they finally managed to fall asleep. So yeah, they were finally fast asleep. And the strange noises seemed to stop. So yeah, it did seem to stop, which is a good thing. So yeah, they were all fast asleep. And they did not hear the strange noises ever since. So yeah, the five girls at their sleepover, they finally got some sleep. So yeah, that's good that they finally got some sleep. Okay, I uh I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys give me a big old thumbs up. And subscribe to my channel if you guys haven't already, so you guys don't miss a new video I upload every single week. And that was 5 scary ghost stories. Sorry if I'm rubbing my nose so much because my nose keeps itching. So sorry if I'm rubbing my nose because my nose keeps itching. I hope I'm not getting sick or anything. I hope I'm not. Okay, it's about to be 8 o'clock because I'm checking to see what time it is on my TV. So yeah, it's 7:42 now. Okay, so I'm about to go right now. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.